Hello, welcome to forBinary. In this video, we will give you an overview of the bookings feature. Booking is a highly customizable framework which you can set up and alter based on the requirements. It allows you to list your services and their providers. When your potential client open the app, then you can choose the service, the provider, and their preferred time slot. You receive the booking details once submitted by the app user. You can also create bookings on your own. Different use cases where bookings can help are in service industry for receiving requests, example plumbing, electricians, salons, etc. For conference rooms, halls, theaters, shows, performances, bike and taxi hiring, sports grounds, pools, gyms, etc. So let's get started with the booking feature. Here you can see three options: all bookings, services, and providers. In all bookings, you can see all the previous bookings done. Each of the bookings received have four possible statuses: requested, confirmed, cancelled, and completed. A booking for which a provider has not been allotted can only have the status of requested or cancelled. This can be changed here. In services, all the services provided will be seen. And in provider's name with the description is seen. To get started, first we need to add the providers and then the services. Click on Add Provider. In Add Image, you can add the image of the provider. Next, enter the provider's name. Click on Translator to translate it into other languages. Enter the provider's description and translate it. Next, add the detail of the provider, his phone number and email ID. Next, you'll see an option, Send a Reminder. This is to remind the provider about his appointment via SMS or email. Next, the question is, how many clients can be served at the same time? Here you can set a limit of how many clients the provider wants to serve as per his choice. For example, your class might have a strength of 20 people, or your gym can handle 15 people at once. Next, we need to set the provider schedule, that is, at what time the provider will be available. This means that the provider will receive bookings only during the slots he has created. Example, set the duration for Monday by setting the time from 9 to 11 and 1 to 4. The slot from 11 to 1 is considered as an interval or break. Provider can create multiple breaks just by clicking on the plus icon to have one. If the schedule is same for further days, then click on copy above. Provider can mark the day as an holiday. Next, the provider can even select the date of holiday in advance from the given calendar and create make live and can send notifications too. To add service, click on Add Service. Here you can add a cover image to it. Next, need to enter the service name, add description about it. Now next thing you'll see is choose duration of the service. It means the total time taken by the service to complete. Next, you can set a reminder for the app users where they will get a reminder notification for their bookings. Next question is, allow booking before how much time? By setting this, the user can book the service before these many days. For example, if you set it for 3 months, then it means the user can book the appointment from today to further 3 months. Next, Do you want to allow multiple people to book this service? If yes, then set the range from minimum to maximum number. For example, if you have a training session, then you can allow a booking of multiple people. One person can book for more than one person in one booking. Generally used where you can serve multiple people at a time, like classes, trainings, swimming pool, etc. You can set the price for the service. Also, if you choose to set price, you can decide whether the booking price is calculated per person or not. This is valid only if you choose yes in the previous question. For example, if your class price is 100 per person, then a person making a booking for 4 people will have to pay 400 rupees. Here, you can even set a payment option under payment information. As you can see, three options: payment optional, payment mandatory for booking, and no payment. Payment optional means a user can choose to make the payment or not. Payment mandatory for booking can be used where payment is necessary to successfully complete a booking. And in no payment, the user need not to pay anything during booking of the service. Next, you need to set the service schedule. To set service schedule, you can create service schedule according to the time required for the service, or you can change the difference between the starting time of the slots to have maximum utilization of the service. For example, you provide a service which requires an hour to complete, and you provide service from 9 to 6. So the slots are 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and so on. But when you check the box, you can add interval between service. Then a slot will be created in the form of 9 to 10, 9:30 to 10:30, 10 to 11, and so on. If the schedule is same for further days, then click on copy above. Service can be marked as holiday. Next, the service can even select the date of holiday in advance from the given calendar. For every booking, there has to be a provider assigned to it. This can be done in three ways. First, automatically allot the first available provider. For the time slot chosen, the list of the available providers is obtained and the first available provider is assigned the booking. In this case, the app user only chooses the service followed by a time slot. Next, let the app user choose the provider. The app user is given the list of available providers for the chosen time slot. They can then choose a provider of their liking. Next, let me allocate the provider to the request made by the user. In this case, you receive the booking request made by the app user. There is no provider allotted and you can do that through CMS. If you choose this option, then the bookings received for that service will be seen under a different tab unallotted in all booking list. You have to select the provider to the service. A list of provider appears from which you can select the provider for this service, where you can set the priority in which providers are allotted. You can also set the default status for the bookings made for this service by clicking on either requested or confirmed. The next is provide information in app when provider is allotted. You can define here how much of provider information you want app user to see. You can choose to show no information, information without contact details, or information along with contact details. Next, attaching a form. This allows you to attach a form with the booking for this service. You can choose any of the forms created in the form feature of your account. The data of the form field can be seen in the booking details when the booking is received. You can make the filling of the form mandatory for the completion of the booking by marking the star icon beside the form. Next, adding email to the service. The email added here received the notification about the bookings made by the service. Whenever a new booking is made or whenever the app user requests for the cancellation of an existing booking, an email with the relevant detail is sent to this mail. You can add multiple emails in this list. Next, department. The department to which the service belongs. Admins and user can only see services belonging to their own department. Next, app audience. You can choose the audience to whom it will be visible. Click on create. The service will be created and seen in the list of services. Now, in all bookings, You can see all the bookings made by the app user. It consists of reference ID, service name, date, slot, provider's name, client, and status. Here you can change the status of the booking to requested, confirmed, cancelled, or completed. You also have the freedom to change the booking date, their seats, slots, and providers. To do this, click on the client and then on the edit option. This feature is helpful when certain provider is not available, so instead of stranding the client, his booking can be modified. After these changes, you can notify the provider and the client regarding the changes made. Next, you can also book an appointment for a client from your side. To create bookings by clicking Add Bookings, select service name, booking date, slot, and select the provider, the client, and assign a status. Now let's see how your booking feature looks on the app. Go to the appointment booking tab. You will see the list of services which you can book. Let's try to book blood test. Click on book now. You'll be asked seats. You can see the amount required for the service below. Next is to select the date of appointment. Then you'll see the available slots on that day. Select the one you're comfortable. Next, click on continue. You can either pay later or pay and book. Select pay later. You have successfully created booking for blood test. View all your bookings by clicking on the top right corner, Your Bookings. Here, you will see the upcoming bookings and the past bookings you have made.